Welcome to the Vinny Rock Podcast.
Much more than this, I did it my way.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's a Vinny Rock Podcast, and I'm glad you're here with me. Today, I have a buddy of mine named Nick Koumalatsos, and he is Greek. He was a Marine Raider, 12 years, and then he started doing the entrepreneurial stuff, and he runs Raider Project. So really cool stories with this guy, but as well as like really good friendship that I have with him, and he's really been one of the guys that is kind of like outside of my circle, but then became inside of my circle, and then became one of the guys who has influenced me and motivated me to continue doing what I'm doing. I fucking love this guy. I fucking trust this guy, and he's killing it. And so I wanted to bring him on the podcast so he can tell his story, and we're finally able to match up our schedules to make it happen. But before that, let's get to our fucking sponsors. Yeah. You guys already know Core Medical Group. I start with them sometimes because it's just the one that I use this daily. I want to say daily. It's actually a shot a week. But every time, I'm sure you guys listen to this, and I'm sure there's guys who don't do anything about it, but then sit there and think maybe I should. Look, I promise you, talk to your wife, talk to your significant other, and say, hey, I'm interested in this because I want to see if I'm healthy. I want to check on my health. Let me go get a blood test. Just go get the fucking blood test. If you get the blood test, I promise you, a majority of you guys veterans who have been in combat, who have been through stressful situations, who have been running at a fucking 110 miles per hour for so many years, have now like, holy fuck, everything has changed. My body's not receptive anymore to working out. My emotions are fucked up. I'm not feeling myself. I promise you, you guys go get Core Medical Group, go get your blood tested, and you'll see why. All I'm asking is get your hormones checked. That's one of the number one things you need to do before trying to figure out why this transition is so hard getting out of the military. Why do I just not feel like myself again? Well, number one, first thing you need to do is get your hormones checked first. Check out Core Medical Group if you guys having trouble finding out how to reach them. Hit me up. And those of you who's like, well, there's probably not one in my city. Well, they fucking will send it directly to your goddamn house. No excuses, motherfuckers. Figure it out. Boom, boom, boom. Willie Peach Chocolate. I need you guys to message me. Who has tried the hot sauce? You guys who, if you haven't tried it, well then fuck you. I promise you, the hot sauce is fucking awesome. Go try it. And if you don't like hot sauce, go get one of these chocolates. Willie Peach Chocolates. I fucking love them. You should too. Willie Peach Chocolate. Go check them out. GMR Gold. You guys know you can use the promo code Rocco for GMR Gold, and that's going to get you your 10% off. And we're trying to get you guys these package deals, you know. You can get a bullion box deal, right? And it's pretty important for you guys to check this out if you guys are interested in it. It's like you want to start collecting, you want to start putting some money away, you want to be investing. This is one of the most stable investments you can make. And so I now have been collecting gold and silver for I think somewhere around 6 months now, and I'm super happy with it. It's been fun. I've made it kind of a thing in the family. Please check out GMR Gold. They're doing a new program right now, and the GMR Gold, let's see, it is a system where you can actually sign up for it. Use promo code Rocco, and I'm trying to get this figured out here. Oh my God, Charlie. It's been crazy. Boom. They're starting to be on magazines. You can go check out on Skill Sets. You can see the ads they put out for GMR Gold. And oh fuck. Let me see. Oh my goodness. I missed a text from him. I'm sorry. My bad, bro. I fucked up. Either way, you guys gotta go check out GMR Gold. I gotta call my boy. I fucked up. I forgot to freaking send him a picture that he needed for an ad. Either way, if you guys are gonna check out Bullion Box, you're gonna get a subscription. Use my promo code. Fuck. I feel bad. I'm gonna hit him up later. Perseverance Survival, the Whoopee hoodies, and also don't forget Ranger Up. Sunglasses, any kind of Ranger Up gear. If you want to get it, go check it out. Use promo code Rocco as well. That'll get you your 10% off. But, I partner with them on this and, they're now sponsoring the podcast, which is a super blessing. But, I just love Nick. Nick has been good to me and the company's been good to me. And now that, I'm rocking their sunglasses when I ride my motorcycles or when I'm hanging out with the kids playing sports, I like them. They're quality. They're fucking durable. They've taken over for my Oakleys, and that's it. That's for the future. I'm going to continue to wear Ranger Up. That's what it is. I got some stuff coming up for myself, be a good dude. I'm trying to really do that brand something now. I'm trying to work with that brand and tell them good stories and happy stories that I think people need to hear. But we also have a new sponsor. And this is important. This is why I wanted to jump on this sponsor here too. It's called Aircraft Maintainer. You can go to aircraftmaintainer.com. And this is something for you guys that have the MOSs in the aircraft maintenance jobs in the military. If you're Marines, Army, Air Force, and fucking Navy, and you have a job classification and you're struggling to figure out what you're going to do after, Aircraft Maintainer has certifications for you. And this is free if you're active duty. This is an important thing for you guys that if you guys want to continue, I guess, education and be certified to where you can get paid what you're worth as an aircraft mechanic, this is a company that'll do it for you. And it's cool. It's the way he does it is different. I promise you, you can get it paid for if you're active. And if you're not active, then they can supplement I believe it's called like a grant and reimburse you for what it costs you to get it done. I don't know this world very well, but I'm excited to hear about this because they've certified over 3,800 active duty troops to date. It is a veteran-owned company and operated. All right, so this is like that's why I support these guys. They're freaking awesome. During the course of, they'll provide 48 hours of free leadership mentorship from financial to make sure that you're successful and immensely strategic advantage in as you process through the ranks. FCC GROL is the General Radio Operator's License. They can certify you in that. You guys already know what that is. I don't understand it. It's like not infantry, but it's in your world, and A&P, and it's airframe and power plant certifications. You guys who are in that MOS world know how important this is for you when you get out of the military and be able to get paid and what you're worth. You guys, any questions, go to aircraftmaintainer.com and ask. I don't know enough about the MOS, and I don't know enough about the career field, but he told me enough to say, you know what, fuck, I think my listeners will love this. I think my listeners will agree. The guys who are those MOSs are probably looking for an option like this, and this guy, I promise they can come to you. That's the importance of it. So you guys check them out. Don't forget any of the sponsors. I love them all. They take care of me. They keep the lights on, and we're going to go. There's more, obviously, beer.com and all that else. But right now, I want to talk about those. So you guys go check out this podcast with Nick Koumalatsos. Yo. What's up? What's the Vinny Rock Podcast? I'm here with my boy, Nick Koumalatsos.
You're good. Yeah,
is that good? Is that
good.
Wrong?
Koumalatsos,
right?
A soft T. It's a soft T.
Koumalatsos. Say it the right way.
Koumalatsos.
Got it.
It's not. There's no toast like toast.
Sauce.
No,
it's a sauce.
Yeah, there you go.
Koumalatsos.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, dude, first I want to tell you, man, thank you, because it's funny. I'm now, I get booked for speaking engagements now. And I think if it wasn't for you to allow me to speak that one year, what was it, 3, maybe 4 years ago now, I never would have been in the speaking engagement world. And it kind of lit a fire.
I don't know about that. I think that you would have just gotten asked at some other later time. I just jumped on it. I just saw the opportunity. I was like, okay, I'm gonna monopolize this situation for a second.
And well, it's crazy, man, because we started working together with Raider Projects. Obviously, we reached out to each other, and then just kind of the friendship grew from there. And then the speaking engagement thing is something I've always wanted to do, and I just didn't know how to get into it. And early on as well, it's like I don't know if anyone really at that time really wanted me to, But, I saw the opportunity and I was like, dude, can I? You're like, let's do it. And now, my month of November is booked.
That's awesome, man.
Flat booked. Like it's crazy. And like I'm turning down jobs left and right and paying gigs. Like I have to because I've already signed with someone else or whatever the case, you know. And like I hope that takes over next year. I'm hoping to do double is what I'm doing this year. I'm hoping next year it goes double, and I'm really trying to take that. And with that, I actually have been writing a one-man show that I wanna do. That it kind of goes hand in hand with what I speak. So it's all because you, and I appreciate you just starting that, you know, giving me the kick in the ass and making me get up there, you know.
You were nervous, bro. You're so nervous.
Bro, I know. It's crazy. But dude,
you killed it. That's still a great video. So if anybody listening, if you haven't seen that video, go on the Raider Project YouTube and watch that. He kills it.
That's a cool one. It's a cool one. So tell me about you, dude. Tell me about everything that's going on now. Some of the listeners probably don't know who you are. I doubt that because most of my listeners are probably the same guys who follow you. But, you know, the rundown, you know, you were in the Marines.
Yeah.
You,
do the spiel.
Yeah. Give the spiel.
Yeah. So in the Marines from 2000 to 2012. And, you know, like-minded individuals, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I needed more. So I, you know, went to Force Recon and spent some time there. And then MARSOC stood up and spent the last half of my career with, you know, Marine Special Operations Command as a Raider. And then, as you said in your very first speech, you know, I didn't want to be the guy in the bar with only war stories to sell. And then I didn't want to be the guy, you know, that, I didn't want to be the guy in the bar with no war stories, only war stories to tell. So it was time to close that chapter and start a new one. And so I did.
That's great.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've been running Raider Project now for how long?
We started that in February of 2014.
And you're still doing it, correct?
Yeah, I'm still a director.
Yeah. Just curious because I mean, you do so much, dude. You're like me, where it's like I check in from time to time. I'm like, oh, something new, cool.
You have to,
right?
Have to. Yeah.
Well,
this day and age, you have to.
I had a conversation with a guy who was like, "Do you ever think you do too much?" I said, "No, because if I'm not doing too much, I go crazy.
Yeah,
it's not healthy for me. Yeah, it's not healthy. It's not.
Yeah,
because mentally, I think I get more depressed when I'm doing less.
I mean. Well, not just that. It's like, you know, look at investments, right? You know, everybody talks about diversifying your portfolio. Well, that's what work is now in this. I mean, it's 2019. Like, if you're not diversifying your work, what happens if that one thing falls apart?
Right. No, exactly. That's how I feel the same. Yeah. And so you do Raider Project, and then from there, you've kind of gotten into a lot of, you know, it's something I saw you do a lot of video development, social media growing, right? Like just branding and as well as starting different businesses here and there. What do you got going on now? Like, what is your things?
So, you know, I kind of did it in a weird fashion, right? Like I never intended, you know, if you remember, I had my first company I started in 2013 was Survival Tactical Systems. Yeah. And it was, you know, I did what every good software operator does, you know, like, you get out of the military, I
can train, I can teach.
Yeah, all right. That's what you're supposed to do, right? It's all you're worth. And so I fell into that same trap, and I started that. And that really is what transpired into the business side. And I never really wanted to get into media or social media. It just felt, coming from the special operations world, it just felt wrong, right?
It's a different space, man. Yeah. Because we're taught to be quiet professionals for so many years.
Right. Right. Yeah. And I wanted it to be about the team. I didn't want it to be about me, but then things started people started to respond. They wanted to hear what I had to say. I had a voice and they wanted to hear what I had to say. And so that really took off. And I started so when that took off, of course, Discovery Channel happened. And I did that show with them. But when that started to take off, I was like, I saw other people in the industry, and you've done this too, where they're just hunting for the next job. Right. They have that money, they spend it on their lifestyle or, you know, rent and whatever they need. But then they need another job. And I was thinking, all this, like, if you want to call it quote unquote fame and attention, right? Yeah. Like, what is that getting you if you're always constantly going from the next job, the next job, the next job? And so I really started to look at infrastructure. Like, what can I do in business? What can I do to where, as I grow in the media space, I have things to fall back on. Right. I have something that actually is making money, giving me a return on investment. So as I grow and media grows and marketing grows, all my businesses essentially grow as well. It's like, that's our marketing plan. And so I kind of did it that, even though it was small level, I started to really invest my money into businesses.
Yeah.
And after so many years, like we have those businesses get paid off, and then it's
now you're actually starting to have some kind of foundation to stand on. So,
right.
So like, it's like this: social media goes away tomorrow. You've still created something that sustains itself.
I'm good. And then when people find me and they're interested in me, they're like, "Oh, I'm interested in your coffee. I'm interested in your gym. I'm interested in your book. I'm interested." You know what I mean? Like, there's things that they can go. I want more.
Right.
I want to do more, and I want to find more about you, and then that creates revenue streams.
Right. And what they say, I think it's 7 different revenue streams is the way for, they say to being a millionaire or something like that.
I have 7 businesses.
There you go. I have 34 and all of them fail besides. That's kind of how you have to do it. But it's crazy. It's been cool to watch, man, because, we had to use social media to our advantage. Right.
Absolutely.
And I come from the dick fart joke era of YouTube and gained notoriety from that. And it was really hard for me to step away from that genre and actually still be respected. I think I got a guy the other day. It's like, dude, he goes, no shit. I wish I screenshot this. He said, I unfollowed you 2 years ago when you walked away from the guys. He goes, and now I come here just to look at it and see you still post some bullshit. And I was like, whoa. I just messaged him. I said, what's up, bro? You mad? he was like, bro, I'm sorry, man. I was just fucking drunk and I'm just still upset you walked away from the boys. I'm like, bro, don't see it like that. Like, when you see it like that, you're making me an enemy. That's not what happened. I grew and wanted to try something different. You know what I mean? But it was hard for people to see that. It was hard for people they felt that I was being unloyal to my guys. I'm like, no, man, I was actually
I think, and I fall into this a lot. Like people look at us and they have a stereotype, and they want you to fit. They want to fit you in the box, right? Right. They're like, oh, he's a former special operations guy, so that's what he does. He's this intense guy, and he's like running around his house, clearing his house all the time, and that's all he thinks about. And he like wakes up and is like tactical. That's and that's their whole life. Well, that's not really. I mean, that was a chapter in our life. Yeah. But we are pushing ourselves to grow, not past that, but something else as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I told Nick Palmachano on just the last podcast I uploaded was like a lot of the people that watch us on YouTube, like they took it for face value. Like that's all we are. Whatever you see on YouTube is who we are. And it's like, no, bro, we're fucking comics, right? We're essentially just like comedians who made a skit.
You're playing a character.
Right. And people took it as face value. When I say like they really believed we were that. And it kind of stemmed. I mean, I'm going to say this, and it's kind of a bold statement, but we were really the leaders in the social realm for a lot of the veterans getting out of the military, looking
100%.
Right, and looking at us like, And so when you're the leaders, you're the influencers, right? And when you're the influencers to a bunch of impressionable youth, right, youngsters that get out of the military, really still trying to figure out who they are, they see us and they're like, well, fucking A, Jameson, fucking Lead Singer's whiskey, fucking bikini snaps, and fucking bro out, and it's like, fuck. I felt like we created a tidal wave of fucking dudes that were trying to replicate the characters of who we were. And it wasn't good, right? Like, dude, there's guys that saw past it, right? You got my homies that are just like, dude, you're funny, but fucking you guys are douchebags. I'm like, yeah, we are. You know what I mean? But and so it's funny to see, that's where I started in getting out of that world and trying to really be taken serious sometimes, because I see what you are doing and other guys that are out there doing it, as even like Cody, Alfred, you know what I mean? Guys like that who are leaders, or at least putting ourselves in the position to be like, look, I'm going to tell you my life. You're going to see my story. You can choose to be inspired by it, motivated by it, or just fucking enjoy it and entertained by it. You know what I mean? And if there's something that I'm doing that inspires you, hit me up if you have questions. That kind of thing. Like we've turned our lives into this open book for people to see, to experience, and then to know like, oh fuck, he was a fucking badass. Oh, you don't always have to go and be a badass the rest of your life. You don't have to put up this facade of being a tough guy.
Exactly. And that's my whole, like, one, I guess you could say stip is, like I said, people have this picture of what they think you're supposed to be. Yeah. And when you're not, it makes them uncomfortable.
It does. Cause you're like, you're nothing like what I imagined and what the world tells me you should be.
Right. And that's the reason why, like, for my videos and like vlogs, like I get real, like, authentic, and I'm like, hey guys, and I'll put a pink scrunchie in my hair. Why? Because it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But know what happens when you're uncomfortable? Growth.
Right.
When we go to the gym, what do?
It's uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah. If you want to make progress, you
Yeah.
got to get uncomfortable. If you go to Planet Fitness and you just eat pizza and dance around, like, and have fun, then you're not going to make progress.
Right. There's no change.
There's no change. So when you get uncomfortable, there's growth, whether it's physical or mental. And I think that's where I push the envelope to where I'm like, listen, I'm trying to show guys, like, yes, you can be this, but you can also be, a father and cry at Frozen 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
dude, How to Train Your Dragon.
Right?
Those movies kill me, bro. I'm like, I swear he's talking to me. This guy wrote it for me.
And I love it. I love all of it. You know what I mean? And that's where I think people need to, like, you can't keep putting people in a box.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's easy. And I don't even get mad at the dudes that get out and stay in that comfortable bubble of training, of developing the force, of, like, cool. That's cool. But that's not for everyone. Like, I love Jocko, but Jocko's not for everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
No. And that's what I'm saying. Like there's guys out there that are like, man, they're pinnacles in our community, and they're pinnacles for the rest of the world, because you need guys that do that. But when those guys become the front runners of the community, it makes other people outside of our community think that we're all like that. And it was like, we're not. You know what I mean? Like,
no. Yeah. We're human beings.
Fucking like a motherfucker, bro.
Like, did a job, human beings. Was it tough? Absolutely. Are we tough? Sure. Maybe at one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah, my mom's walking in the background. Hey, Mom, I'm doing a podcast, damn it. Mom, meatloaf.
Mom, what the hell, Mom? I'm doing a podcast.
Mom, the coffee is cold. I need more coffee. I'm just kidding, Mom. I love you.
Don't throw your slipper.
Yeah. The chocolate comes.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. But dude, like, so on that line is like, I have people talking about it on the Mayans, and they're like, oh, Rocco's just a big teddy bear. And it's funny to me because I'm like, I am. But I'd still fuck someone up if I had to. You know what I mean? Like, there's this side of me, like, I am the lover and the fighter, and that's okay. You know what I mean?
And that's the biggest thing. That's what, like, I try to tell people, especially through YouTube and through the media side, is like, it's not one size fit all. They always ask me, what's the best pair of boots? What's the gun? Well, it's the personality. What's the mindset? It's none of that. It's the best tool for the job.
Yeah, shooter preference, right? It's the best tool for the job, and then for the person, right? You know what I mean? Like, dude, go look at any SWAT team, tactical team. Not everyone wears their gear the same, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like my stuff on my hips, or I tried it on my back one mission. And I was like, that sucked like a motherfucker. I'm gonna change it up. You know what I mean? Like, my kit was like,
it's the same thing in life.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Well, shit, man, you've done some really dope stuff recently, man. But one of the coolest things I've seen, and you just found out that I did IVF as well. Like,
I didn't even know. I just found out before we started.
I know, and that's crazy, dude. Because how was that experience, bro?
So for me, are you following the HRT series that I'm doing on YouTube?
No, are you doing an HRT? So you had to change your system.
So I've been actually doing HRT for 6 years. It's in the book and everything, Excommunicated Warrior. But I never came out, other than the book.
Yeah.
I never came out publicly on video and said, hey, I've been on the juice for 6 years. You know what I mean? And so I did. This was the right opportunity for me to package it and explain it and the way that I wanted to, so that it got received in a healthy way. So
crazy, you're talking about this right now, but go ahead. I'm gonna tell you, but go ahead.
So because I came, because we, Allie and I had to do IVF because I had a vasectomy.
Yep.
So reversal at my age and how long I've had a vasectomy was kind of out of the question. Urologist was like, it's going to fail. It's going to be painful. Like, let's not do it. Let's do a sperm aspiration. But the problem with that is I had to come off testosterone for a certain amount of time. Now I'd been on for like almost 6 years.
Yeah.
But that was a rough 8 months.
Yeah.
Rough 8 months.
Yeah.
But we got through it. And did the surgery. And So super successful. They got like 1.5 million sperm out of one testy.
Yeah.
So let me just hold on. Let me like break this down so everybody gets real uncomfortable while they're listening to this. What a sperm aspiration does is, and this is literally verbatim the words from the urologist, the surgeon. He goes, "What we're going to do is make a sizable incision in your scrotum, and then we're going to go into your testy, and then we're going to go to the epididymis, and then we're going to make multiple incisions in that epididymis and get all the sperm out."
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So it was almost like you had a vasectomy times 2 now, right?
Oh yeah. And I'm
gonna trip you out, dude. I'm gonna trip you out on my story, but go ahead.
So I'm like, oh, so that's not big. It's like the surgery is like having a vasectomy, which is not a big deal. You know, it's like
you're watching as they burn your balls.
Yeah, in and out. You know what I mean? No big deal. And he laughs. He goes, "Oh no, it's much worse."
Oh,
it's much worse. I was like, okay, cool.
So how long were you out for?
I was just out for the surgery, a couple hours.
Yeah.
They go in there and do it, but they are able to know like right then. And then what they do is they take that sperm, put it in the cryogenic chamber, freeze it. And then once that was done, we knew everything was like solid. Allie started
waiting for Allie's. Yep.
They started the whole process, which she's been documenting, and we've been posting on that. And then actually, today we did the retrieval this morning. So she's laid up right now recovering. So we'll talk
about that right now. Give me one second. I want to back up a little bit.
Go ahead.
So I'm on TRT as well. I've been doing it now for about 2 years, just after, it's actually under a year and a half now. It's just after season 1 of Mayans. I got connected with a group that they call Core Medical Group. This is who I use.
Yeah, right? I've heard of them. Yeah.
So Core Medical. And so, they ship it direct to my house, all that stuff. But, me and you talk about like how much that's helped, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. 100%. Like it's crazy. And so I've been talking about it on my podcast. And I've had probably 20 guys say, "Bro, you were right." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." Like the misconception of what TRT is, people are fucking thinking like, "Oh, you're taking steroids." Like, no, motherfucker, this isn't fucking, this isn't trend. This isn't DECA. This isn't winning. You know what I mean? Any of these other things. No, this is just what you should normally have in your fucking body. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy thing is that guys are still uncomfortable with the concept. And then you got the guys like, "I'm not going to stick a needle on my leg." I'm like, "Cool, bro, whatever." Like,
so be sad. I don't know what to tell you.
Be depressed. Yeah. And then keep texting me like, "Bro, I can't figure it out." Yeah, because your hormones are fucked, dude. That's why. Right. Fucking wake up.
Yeah.
So we went through the same process, but so I'm very fortunate being in Salt Lake City in by chance that, I talked to them. I said, the doctor I have is Dr. Hoteling, who this guy's like published. He's a stud in the men's health world.
Excellent.
And I said, "All right, bro, here's my background. I've done this, and I'm scared. I probably don't have any semen left. You know what I mean? Because my vasectomy was 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Same process. Why put myself through all this pain? Why put her through so much pain? And then instead we can just do in vitro. So that's why we went the same route."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, man, I had to take a blood test and adjusted my HCG levels."
Yeah.
So I didn't go off TRT completely. I went all the way down to, 0.5, something like that. I don't know, just like half.
A little bit. And then up your HCG.
Through HCG through the roof.
Yeah.
Right? And then we did another test. They said, "We're good to go." Right? That my HCG levels where they think that we should be fine. Boom, they went in. Dude, they didn't cut. He just put he's this crazy dude, right? He did this needle.
Yeah, he did an actual aspiration with a needle. Yeah, I was not a candidate for it.
Yeah, damn, crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it was because of the time, because it had been 13 years for me.
Oh yeah.
And I think it'd been because of how long I've been on TRT.
Yeah.
So there was a couple different factors that they couldn't do that. So they had to go in there and just
they had to go all in, fillet.
Yeah, fillet. Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember I woke up. You're all drugged up, and I was like, "Did you get any, doc?" He's like, "I did." I was like, "Thank God." And then we went thank God, man, because I would have felt really bad if I couldn't, we couldn't have kids because of me. You know what I mean? Because of bad decisions and all the dumb stuff. I was like,
I'm right there with you. I didn't want to. I get it.
And I didn't want to feel like I fucked it up for her. You know what I mean? So the fact that they were able to get anything, I was like, thank God, And then, you go into now you're getting her body ready for egg retrieval, which means you're pretty much putting them, they're going to be, you're giving them all kinds of medication every damn day to make sure that their levels at a perfect level so that their eggs are ready to be received on the day
It's crazy, isn't it? That
Bro,
like the science behind it, keeping
Nuts.
like all the like keeping growing all those eggs and then keeping them from ovulating so they don't drop, and then like trigger shots, and it's a miracle, man.
Bro,
it's
like 24 hours. Yeah, a trigger shot. You take this trigger shot, and 24 hours from that, you test positive for pregnancy, but you're not pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? How does that happen? Dude, so we went through the whole process, dude. And
that's awesome, man.
Wait until, so did they retrieved eggs?
It's today, this morning.
Good.
So right now, as we speak, my little floaters, I don't even call them swimmers anymore. They're just floaters.
Yeah.
Like fat guys in a pool just hanging out, drinking.
Just hanging out, waiting.
Yeah. So they're actually fertilizing the 11 eggs right now as we speak.
11. Perfect.
11. Yeah.
Awesome. And so what happens is then they're going to tell you the quality of each one that's fertilized. Right. And then they're going to tell you which one they believe is the best quality. And that's the one they're most likely going to go ahead and
take. I told him, I said, find the egg that's like 6'4", 240 pounds. Like that's.
Do you have any Olympic gold medalists in there?
Yeah, that's the guy. Put that guy in.
I'm like, is there a 6'7" black dude in there in that freezer somewhere? Can you just use that one instead?
Yeah.
I'll take a number 1 draft pick for the NFL. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, dude, so then they tell you the quality, right? And so I'm going to tell you what fucked up me and Christy. Like, so we have 3 that are awesome, right? So we used the one and they implanted. And then, I mean, dude, just that process was crazy because she's just sitting on a table. Like everyone in there doesn't care, but I care because like she's just sitting there in the table with their legs on the spears, or the spirit, whatever they're called. And they're just like, oh yeah, we're going to go ahead and they're doing it. And they're all just like looking and I'm like, oh my God, like this is uncomfortable. I've seen pornos like this, bro. Like why, what are we doing? You know what I mean? But it's such a, it's their business. They're super pumped about that day because they know they're going to give someone potentially a baby.
Yeah.
And so it's this really cool, beautiful thing.
And they're super confident. Like they've got this thing down to like a science.
Oh, they figure that's why they don't put multiple all the time anymore. They're like, well, we don't need to. We figured it out. Yeah. And so, Christy's pregnant. She's actually 4 months tomorrow. Crazy.
Awesome.
Crazy. And so to think all the process we went through, it's just been beautiful. And the funniest thing is like now we have 2 more that are frozen.
Yep.
And my head is like, bro, those are kids. Like, what am I going to do now? Like they're not, but they are, right? And so that's been messing with me, bro.
So check this out. So it just hit me, and it's like common sense, but it hit me. So, I think we're going to get like 7 or 8 out of the 11.
Good.
Would be my guess. But, so what hit me was, and we're planning on having more than 1.
Good.
So what was fascinating to me is the actual conception of them.
Yeah.
Was all the same time. So if we have 2 kids, the actual conception of those 2 kids happened at the same exact time. They were created at the same time. They were just have different birth dates.
Crazy.
But their creation date is the exact same day.
Oh,
isn't that wild?
So there's like an old soul.
That's what Ali said. She goes, so I wonder if the second one will have an old soul because it's actually been living in there for 2 years. Like
it already has consciousness or something, right? Like,
yeah.
Whoa, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy to me because, like financially, dude, I can't, there's no way I can do another kid after this one, right? Like I could probably, I don't know, but it's like,
don't say that. You don't know.
You don't know. But
next thing you know, you and The Rock could be doing the next action movie.
Oh man, I've given up on that dream, dude. Given up on that dream, man. No, man. So it's a beautiful process. I'm glad you guys are going through it, dude. It's emotional. It's tough. And my wife is scared of needles. So it was even harder just to deal with. Man. It was like impossible, and then I flew down here to film. So I had to call my boy, Carlos, dude, from Beyond. Yeah. He's doing shots for her. Him and his wife are there doing the shots for her. He goes, I feel like I'm part of this whole thing. I'm like, you are, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, you are. Yeah. It's been crazy, dude, but I'm happy for you guys. When do you guys know for implant? When do you guys know?
Sunday is the plan as of right now.
Cool.
Yeah. So cool. Sunday, and then the deal.
It's just wait. And then, and hopefully the body takes. And there's so many good things about the medication they put them on. It's just, it makes their uterus ready to receive and hold, And so it's like the best case scenario really every time, you know what I mean? Right. Because she's never had really a problem or never tried to have a kid, right? There's never been anything wrong with her, right? And that you have kids. And so it's kind of one of those things where like, well, there's not fertility issues. It's just the fact that you have your surgery done. You know what I mean? And so
it was all me.
Yeah.
She's completely healthy. She had like very, very thick uterus, like something like 15 millimeters.
Yeah.
So it's like they all look at her and they go, "Man, you're 100% perfect."
Yeah.
Like better than perfect.
Yeah. Good, man.
So I'm the problem.
That's my whole life.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. Tell me about what's the future for you, man. Where are you guys headed to? What's the where all the business? Because I know you're doing some film work, right? You're doing some as a documentary work, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the documentary side. I mean, I still talk to I guess you call it mainstream studios. So we've got some things in the works of different projects and stuff. But you know how that is. It's always project based things that are always in the. I've got like 4 people. Who knows what will take off, and you've lived that life. You've lived that life. But always progressing with that, and then always, we'll continue to progress with YouTube and media and growing things. And I don't know. I don't like the 5-year plan mentality, because if I look back at 5 years ago, and I would have tried to plan where I'm sitting now, it never would have happened. You know?
No, yeah, I don't.
Not a real thing. So my thought behind it is just hard work and an extreme amount of, work harder every day and just go forward. Yeah. Just keep moving forward and let's see where the road takes us.
What do you think about like when someone messages you and says, "Hey man, I want to do what you're doing"? What's your answer to them, dude?
I'm already doing it. Just do you, man. Just do you.
I got a guy today. I want to be an actor. I was like, cool, man.
Do it.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing, right? So guys, whatever the fuck they want to do, whether they want to be an influencer, whether they want to be a public speaker, whether they want to be an author, right? Whether they want to be whatever the fuck it is. And they hit me up for the information. I'm like, dude, the fact that you're hitting me up, you're not ready, dude.
Right.
Do it. Fucking do it, dude. Like go fucking.
That's one of my biggest responses to like the hundreds of messages that I get a day is they're like, "Hey, I want to do this. I'm thinking about this or this, but my parents want me to do this." And I'm like, whoa. Yeah. What do you want to do? Well, I want to do this. Execute.
And fucking do it.
Yeah, execute. What are you waiting on? You're like, oh yeah, okay.
Hey man, I'm just I'm going to be going to selection. Any words of advice? Don't quit. That's what I tell them. Don't quit. That's it. I won't even answer to them after that. They're like, dude, what do you want me to do, bro? I have nothing for you, but don't quit, because that's really how you do it.
Get in shape. Don't quit.
Don't quit. Yeah. You know what you got to do. Don't quit. You fuck.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I'll see you on the other side.
It's crazy, man. Like the veteran community is and I vent to you about this all the time. Like, man, I get so mad at my own community. I love them so much, but I get so mad at my own community. Right.
Bro, I just did a video. A couple people hit me up and, they were kind of down in the dumps, and I kind of said them to them straight. I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, you're telling me you were, because, they give you like the laundry list first of like everything they did.
Right.
Here's my resume in a paragraph.
Here's my D214.
And then they talk about like, here's my D214. And then they start talking about all like the problems they're having.
Yeah.
Cool. So what are you doing about it? Well, nothing.
Cool.
Well, yeah. Nothing gets nothing, bro. So I kind of went off on him, and I'm like, listen, dude, like, if you're doing nothing, that's going to get you nothing. If you're not kind of trying to change what your current situation is, then your situation is not going to change. So like, let me get this straight. You were this badass Ranger warrior, and now you're going to let civilian life cripple you when you wouldn't let the Taliban, fucking Al-Qaeda, insurgents, none of those guys would crush you. But all of a sudden, civilian life is just too much to handle. Give me a break, bro.
I did the same. I had a phone call with the guy. Yeah.
And this is what he says. He goes, oh man, watching your stuff, I expected more from you. But I guess it's just the same old, veteran tough guy nonsense.
I would have lost my shit.
I lost it.
Especially from you, like, Oh wait, dude, I'm not that guy.
Like, are you for real, dude? Like, you, what do you want me to do? Coddle you? Oh, I'm so sorry that you're depressed. Here's my violin for you. And no,
It's
dude,
crazy, bro.
if you're on the couch and you're miserable, get the fuck off the couch and go outside. Go meet somebody. Go to the VFW. Go fucking do something. Go to the gym. But if you're just sitting there being miserable and you don't do anything, then that's all you're going to get. I'm not going to coddle you.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. I had a phone call with the Joe. I said, you know what? I'm so fucking mad because he said, like, bro, I just feel so bad. I mean, I can't live because my buddies died in fucking 7 years ago. I said, oh, really? I said, give me a call. He gave my number. I said, listen, motherfucker. I'm going to fucking talk to you. I was so mad. I said, fucking 7 years ago, you tell me you haven't accepted the fact that they fucking died and the fact that you can't do shit the fuck about it, but live for them? You're telling me you're going to sit here and bitch about it? Yeah.
You wasted 7 years of life.
Yeah.
They died and you wasted 7 years of life on their name. That's fucked.
And you're telling me you couldn't fucking do something with your life to make them proud? Because just so you know, they can't do it anymore, bro. They sacrificed for something they believed in, and you're going to sit here and fucking allow yourself to die that day too? What the fuck? You selfish fuck. That's what I said. You selfish fuck. You got fucking breath in your lungs and you're complaining about it? Motherfucker. I was so mad, bro. I'm like, you fuck, dude. Because that's how I see it, bro.
Absolutely.
You and I see it the same. Like, all I can do is exist, and I can do it in the best fucking way possible. But if I sit here and bitch about it, like, dude, there's times where I'm like, fuck, this sucks, right? Like,
of course.
You know,
but we're on borrowed time. Like,
that's all it is.
The fact that I'm sitting here and you were sitting here having this conversation means I'm blessed and I'm lucky. I'm lucky to be here. So why not use it for something? Make it worth it.
Every anniversary date of your buddy's deaths, if that's what's holding you up, should be a celebration of how much you've accomplished since then.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro, this is what I did. I hope you're proud. Hey, bro, this is what I've done.
Have a beer and like have a conversation. Hey, bro, since you've been gone, this is what I've been knocking it out. Thanks.
That's it. Yeah. For you. Yeah. For me. Yeah. For fucking us.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I don't know how the concept is so fucking hard to understand. Like I've done that cool. I'm on TV. I can give two fucks about that. It's really like, you know what I like is people saying, bro, it's dope to see a veteran doing that. It makes me want to do it. Like, good. That's what it's for.
Perfect.
That's what it's for.
Right.
And I hope every fucking veteran after me is fucking 10, 20 times, 100 times better than me. Like, I'm not trying to be fucking the guy that's fucking stands above everyone. No.
They will be. When we're in our 50s, we'll look back and look at these guys and be like, dude, the guys are crushing it. They're way, way above what we were back then.
Yeah. If all I am is the first guy to fucking breach the wall, which I'm not, there's plenty of other fucking dudes who've done it. But if I'm maybe the one who's well known, fine, because of the YouTube prior. But if all I am is the dude that breached the wall for everyone else, good. Fuck, dude. Fuck, let's go.
Somebody's got to open the door.
God damn it, man. It's just been a frustrating time. Like, it's good though, like to talking to guys like you, because for me, it's like, I wish there was more in the community that had a voice that used it in that way. You know what I'm saying? Well, you and I think Cody's another dude I really like. I like watching his stuff because it's different than us, but it's a similar message, which is so cool.
And it's hard because, you know, what guys fall in the trap of is, and I'm not knocking the veteran comedians by any means. I think it's all hilarious. And I think that what they're doing out there is great for themselves and everything. But if you're going to take that line, like what we're talking about, not everybody wants to hear that shit.
Yeah.
They want to laugh and then they want to like go back to what they were doing.
Well, look at social media growth.
Yeah.
I don't grow. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think that's 100% true. I think it's anything that blows up. Let's look at a stock, right?
Yeah.
Anything that blows up like that doesn't have a strong foundation. It ain't gonna last.
Correct.
But if you
slow growth. If
you can just fucking grind and grind and grind, some of the most successful people out there. Look at your idol, if you want to call him that, The Rock. You know, if you really study that man, if you really study his career and what he's done, everybody's like, oh, The Rock's blown up. No, bro. The Rock's been fucking at this for a couple decades.
Yeah.
And he's had a lot of setbacks and he's had a lot of failure. What he's done is he's never fucking quit and he has just grinded that shit out. And he's been very, very smart of who he surrounds himself with.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened overnight for that. If somebody walked up to me and be like, bro, fucking congratulations, you're an overnight success. he'd probably punch you in the mouth. You know what I mean?
It takes time, man.
When we talk about growth and success, the ones long-term success is slow growth, man. It's that graph that just goes up, 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 up. There's no spikes. It's just forward and up. Like, who's
the guy that you look up to, or at least someone that you look at and say, dude, he's a good influence for the community? Like that's a good one.
Of course, Dwayne Johnson's the first one. So I've actually, So in my master's class, I'm in a master's of business entertainment master's program right now, and so the past 2 classes I've had to write papers and really do some research, and not just do research, but look at. So Robert Greene wrote a book. You would dig this one. Is the 48 Laws of Power.
I think I read it.
Really?
I think I have.
48 Laws of Power.
I gotta look at the cover, but go ahead.
Yeah. So the 48 Laws of Power. So there's some really dope laws in there and traits of what it takes to be, the Steve Jobs, the Bill Gates, the Dwayne Johnsons, right? Like if you analyze these different people of who's who in the zoo, and then you start looking at these like traits and laws, you're like, oh shit, execute.
Yeah.
So one of them is like, for instance, surround yourself with your enemies, hire your enemies, because your enemies will be the most loyal to you. So what does this dude do? He hires his ex-wife to be his manager. If that ain't some fucking balls.
Oof. I couldn't do it.
Can you imagine? You know what I'm saying?
Good for him, but I can do it.
But instead of having an enemy that's an opposing force to you, he's brought these people in. He's brought them into his circle because now they're invested in their success is his success, and his success is their success.
Brilliant.
And it goes furthermore. Guess who his strength trainer is?
Who?
His ex-wife's new husband.
Goodness.
Who's the CEO of $7 Production?
Yeah.
His ex-wife's brother.
Jesus.
He's surrounded himself by the people that could hate him the most.
He just pays them. Like, now you guys got a living because of me. You guys make sure that my life is good. Let's all move this boat in the same direction.
Isn't that amazing?
It's crazy.
And I started to think, because like hire your ex-wife. Are you fucking high? Like,
you kidding me, bro? She's the first unlike and thumbs down on every YouTube thing I post.
But I had to because I think the same way. But I had to look at it. I had to think about it. I'm like, okay, if we're really going to move this needle, what's the difference between like success here and fucking greatness?
Yeah.
Right. Again, it's getting uncomfortable, doing things that necessarily are uncomfortable to you. And I'm not saying hire your ex-wife. Don't but sometimes that just doesn't work.
Yeah. But you probably don't have the skill sets either way. You never.
Right. Exactly. But the concept of taking that person that might hate you and then bringing him in and making him a partner, like the thought process of that is some next level shit that people are not comfortable doing. But but the people that have executed that and done that, those are the difference between the Steve Jobs of the world.
It's crazy, man. The reason I kind of went towards this direction, like I guess one of the most underlining reasons why I decided to go into the actual acting and try it was because I saw the influence of social media and how it helps a lot of guys, or it could hurt, whatever, right? Just saw the influence, the power, as in,
right.
and I wanted to have that power to influence the veteran community in a positive way, in a way that I think would be healthiest for them, I guess.
Yeah.
And I didn't see social media really being the biggest platform. I saw mainstream media actors and actresses had the biggest social media platform. It was like one to the other. And so that's kind of the approach I decided to take. I said, you know what? I'll get the biggest influence by going mainstream and getting the biggest following and all over, and then turn around and feed it right back to the veteran community. That was my mindset. But then I realized how hard that is. And also I felt like I'm focusing so much on the veteran community when I feel veterans need to accept the fact that once we get out, we're also civilians.
Right.
And so I think I was feeding the beast. I was feeding the same concept that I'm trying to get guys to stop thinking about and just being accepting, like, hey, we're all human. We're all in this world together. We're all trying to find success.
Close the damn chapter.
Yeah.
And start writing a new one.
Right.
So, Cook's a good friend of yours. I introduced you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm actually linking up with him tomorrow. We're doing a 4-hour leadership lecture to the Chiefs Association of Oregon and police chiefs.
Yeah.
Awesome opportunity to be like a prior felon.
Yeah, which is so cool. Yeah.
And now I'm getting to talk to a group of chiefs, which is awesome. But so, oh man, I forgot what I was going to say. I lost it. What were we talking about?
We're talking about how the civilian mindset, like
yeah, no.
So
Kurt called me and he said, "Hey, I'm going to this first breakfast of these Rangers," and I said, "Okay." And he's like, it's on this date, and it's kind of out of the way, and I don't want to do it, but I felt like I had to because, and this is what he said, I was afraid that, or he goes, I'm going to go to this breakfast because I'm afraid that if I don't go, all that's going to be is these Rangers talking about the glory days of being a Ranger.
Yeah.
And not what they're planning to do or not what they're currently doing. So I come back, he goes and he calls me and I said, okay, how'd it go? Like, and for those who are listening, Kirk's a Ranger as well, but
former Ranger back in the day.
Yeah,
and he's an incredible public speaker and motivational speaker.
And I said, so how'd it go? He's like, as expected.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of Rangers sitting around having breakfast, talking about the glory days. So I intervened and he pulled his,
how he does his thing,
pulled his rabbit out of a hat and tried to get them to think that what we're talking about is like, okay, that's a chapter. What are you guys currently doing? What's your hopes and dreams? What's going on right now? What are you doing in the future? Like that was cool. You guys are all badasses. Cool. Yeah. Let's put that in a box and let's talk about now and let's talk about the future. And he kind of got them uncomfortable and wanted to get them to start talking about what they wanted to do.
Yeah, well, it's funny because like, what's the easiest thing to do is the hardest days are behind me. That's the easiest mindset to take.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Instead of saying the hardest days are still forward, and then be successful, like the hardest days are still coming. Like that's a hard thought process, and people they don't want to accept that, right? They don't want. Right. People didn't want to accept it. Like they have to start over and find success somewhere else. And so like they all hold on to the hardest days behind them. And it's like, that's the wrong mindset. You know what I mean?
And it's like that old adage of like peaking in high school.
Yeah.
I don't want the greatest thing that I ever did was be in the military.
So I tell people like, don't be the Al Bundy of the veteran community, right? Scored four touchdowns in high school once. Like, cool. Who's a fuck? Yeah. It's like the cab driver in basic training was telling me like, hey bro, I was a Ranger. I'm like, fuck. Fuck, don't say that. Like, that's all you got out as a Ranger, and now you're a cab driver in Benning, bro. That's depressing to me. And it is what it is. You don't know what he went through. Got it. I don't know. He might have been an addiction and this and that, and now he's doing something good. Cool. But for me, I always thought like being a Ranger is going to help me fucking find myself and do more. You know what I mean? And
right.
I can't knock anyone for whatever fucking job they take, but that fucked my head up. Like, just being honest, like that was like,
of course.
Oh man.
Yeah. But you know hard. What? I think that's people settling. It's like me basically saying the only thing that I can do when I leave the military is just teach people how to do basic pistol.
Yeah.
Like do security shit. Like,
right.
That's it. That's me saying that's all I'm good for. That's who I am. That's all I'm good for.
That's what the good Lord put me here for. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's very limiting. And I think, unfortunately, people accept it. People go, oh, okay, that's what it is.
Because they like the hardest day being behind them.
And I just refuse. Mm-hmm. I refuse that is going to be my identity, or that's what people are going to think about me. Like,
I refuse for Hollywood to accept the fact that because I have tattoos on my neck, that I'm the bad guy and everything. I'm being serious. I refuse that. Like, people tell me like, bro, you can be the next like Danny Trejo. I'm like, I love that dude, but that's not my career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, it's not my career. I want to be the guy that when I'm on set and I'm doing a scene, you don't see the tattoos, bro. You see the pain in my eyes, right?
Yeah.
You see the emotion that I'm trying to convey. That's the fucking acting I showed up here for. Not to be the dude in the back of the room fucking saying one lines. Like, everyone has a beginning point, right? Everyone has a start, and that's where I'm at, right? I'm still in the beginning of my career. But like, please don't ever think that that's all I ever want, right? Like, I'm not here to fucking,
and see, like that's what's going to happen is like, you went from the Rangers and you're gonna be like, and then Bortak. Well, that's who you are. You're a tactical guy. You're in the Rangers, then you're in, Bortak, and then you're like, that's it. Right. And then you get into acting and they're like, oh, well, Now he's an actor, but he's the bad guy. He's the guy, the one-liner bad guy. Like, people are going to always try to put you in a box. Always.
Yep.
And if you allow it to happen, if you allow someone else or a group of people to put you in a box, you will stay there.
Yeah, no, and it's like, sometimes there's comfort in that box, right? Like, look, I can sit here and be the bad guy my whole life and make $200K a year, right?
Sure.
As an actor, as a bad guy, hey, bro, I'm in.
Hey, you know what? If that's you, if you're comfortable being in that box and you like it, have at it, bro. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I'm an idiot because I'm never comfortable with that.
But here's the problem. Don't complain about wanting to be outside that box when you're not doing anything about it.
100%.
It's like complaining about not having enough money, but you don't got a side hustle. You're not doing anything about it. I wish I had more money. Well, what are you doing? Well, nothing. Well,
absolutely nothing. I'm hoping it's going to grow from a tree.
Yeah, right.
That's my whole struggle here with this acting was like, Hollywood doesn't see me as what I know I can be, because it's just like, they play to the masses
but you're just getting warmed up. Like, I've seen that if you remember, I saw that before Range 15.
Yeah.
I saw that way before. I was like, oh, he's just getting more like this, like out of, I don't mean to throw people on the bus, but out of all those people in that movie, you and a couple others stood way above the others, and your ability to not just act, but your ability to move forward.
Yeah. And
to prove stereotypes wrong. And I noticed that, and just like with the public speaking, I was able to see that. I was like, if he pushes this, there's something there.
Yeah.
And so just like with everything you have going on now, I mean, you're just really, you just open the door. Just open the door.
No, I appreciate it, man. It's crazy. That last public speaking we did with Vet Expo, right? That one was like an eye opener for me. I'm like, man, I need to do more of this. You know what I mean? I had a good time, and it was a good feeling. And then just being open like that to a bunch of people who were like, I had so many people come to me like, bro, that changed a lot of the way I think. And I was like, fuck, dude, that's the kind of influence I want, right? Like, I want it, but that's the shit that motivates me to do more, right? That's what motivates. That's why I'm doing what I do, is for those little comments that I'm like, good, I'm helping,
And that's where I think people sometimes also get lost, is they don't know what their purpose and their mission statement is.
For sure.
And that's something I had to go through too. I had to look at, and luckily Kirk actually recommended a book, Where Are You Going to Be in 5 Years, ironically enough, because I don't agree with it. But what that book did do is it's not really about where you're going to be in 5 years. It's more like a self-assessment of who you are and what you want to be. Right. It's like really, really like asking yourself some hard questions. And through that book is what came up with my mission statement. And when you figure out your life's mission statement, dude, things get real fucking clear.
Yeah.
Like the direction and like, hey, does this line up with my passion and my mission statement?
Yeah.
Because if it does, it's easy execution.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it's a time suck. If it doesn't line up with your mission, you're going to feel it right here. Like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like that, I'm wasting my time. It's like pulling me away from the things I need to be doing. And so that's, I think it's got a big 5 on it, red book. It's like, Where Are You Going to Be in 5 years book. But super short.
In your book, we're about to wrap this up anyways, but your book is the Excommunicated Warrior.
Excommunicated Warrior.
Yeah. And then you also have several prep books for anyone that's interested in getting into the Marine special operations.
Right? Kind of across the board. So recon, we have a bunch of different protocols, assessment and selection for MARSOC, and then even just basic entry level, basic training. And then some daily workout stuff. But yeah, we've done that. But Excommunicated Warrior, man, that's kind of my story of leaving special operations and working with veterans. And I realized, I started doing public speaking with veterans, and then I started actually getting asked, same as you, to talk to like companies and civilians. They wanted to hear what I had to say. And I realized that this transition from one thing to a next was not really a veteran issue. We think it is. We think that we're like super special butterflies, right?
That's the problem. We all think we're better. We're the most important thing in fucking earth. Like, no, motherfucker.
But the truth is, there's dudes that are out there working for UPS for 19 years. They're about to retire, and then they get cut. That's a fucking transition.
Professional athletes.
Professional. Yeah, that's what's in the book. Like you play football from the time you're 5 years old all the way up until you get drafted to the NFL. Oh shit, your first game, you blow out your knee, your career's done. You're 22 years old.
It's the craziest thing. And you know what's funny? Now working with the guys I work with, ex-cons, felons, get out of prison. That transition's hard as fuck, dude.
Right.
Same as all of us. That's why me and Richard Cabral are like close as hell. We found the parallels like, whoa, dude, we're a lot of fucking like. You know what I mean?
If you go read those reviews on Amazon about that book, it ain't a bunch of veterans.
Yeah.
There's probably 25% are just moms like talking about going through a divorce.
Yeah.
And how they read my book, A Marine Raider, going through and how they felt like it was their story. Every single one of the reviews is like, I felt like I was reading my story, because it's a human being condition. It's not a veteran problem. It's a human being problem. Yep. We all go through change. And if we don't own our shit and push through it and get healthy, then we get stuck. Yep. And we allow that transition to just get stuck in an area, and then we're done. And we're not going to progress in life. I'll leave it there.
Fucking love it, dude. Hey, where can my listeners follow you and find you? Your YouTube and your personal?
It's all my name. Nick Koumalatsos.
Koumalatsos.
Yeah.
The soft T. When you said soft T, I was like, do I just say it lighter?
Yeah. You just ease right in there.
Yeah. All right, brother. Thanks for joining us, man.
All right, man.
I did it.